Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Shauna. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. I hope all is well. As you know, not sure if you've been listening, but if you've been following, then you are aware that we are in the midst and we are struggling with getting through this periodic table. We are supposed to be getting through this, but the Most High is like, nope. Apparently, I missed a few points yesterday on yesterday's topic. It was about being sober, and when I asked the Most High what the topic was for today, he said, do the sober one again. Like if you have a relationship with the Creator for real, then you already know he be trying to be funny sometimes. Like, he be trying to be funny, yo. And if you really know what I'm talking about, you have this relationship, then you know that God can be your best friend, your parent, your sibling. Like, you know that mad annoying sibling. Like, yeah, that too. Like, your doctor, your provider, right? The Creator is literally everything, right? Just get into it. I was like, what's the topic? And he's like, sobriety. Now, he's trying to be funny because I know he's talking to me, right? But I know he's having me talk about this again for whoever is listening, whoever will be listening, and because I did miss a few things. Now, yesterday, I went into house sobriety, and by the way, just a little side note, I'm going to start sharing, like, what I'm eating with y'all, like, especially if it's something healthy. So y'all could just start trying little different things, and y'all could share stuff with me that y'all have that's healthy. Right now, I'm having baklava with yogurt. This is actually a Mediterranean breakfast. I love baklava and yogurt, okay? Now, again, if you have the relationship, then you know why I'm bugging out, for real. But I went over the basic definition, right, of what it means to be sober, which is to basically abstain from mood altering substances, especially alcohol and drugs, right? Also, I went into how being calm in spirit means that you are sober in mind, because when you are angry, you are rambling and going off with no control. Your tongue is the most powerful sword, which usually leads to a lot of different changes that's unnecessary, right? Because of this lack of sobriety or the toxic environment. Now, I'm like, okay, we talked about this yesterday. Why are you telling me to talk about it again, right? So I go to Google. I Google sober, right? I look up the definition. Then I'm like, okay, sober, right? Again, I'm assuming this is very important because I have never discussed the same topic in 2 consecutive straight days. And again, you know, I make sure when I get these downloads that the Most High is talking to me directly. I try to make sure I'm not projecting anything like before I come on, right? Because a lot of the things that I discuss have something to do with me, but sometimes these topics are not relating to me. And I have to know, like, what's for me. Like, obviously, if it's things for, like, children and stuff like that, I know it's not for me because I don't have kids, right? Now, so I went to the definition of Google, and then of sober. And then it was like, okay, as far as the mind, now yesterday we discussed how environments can be harmful and toxic and make you lack sobriety as well, right? Because they're harmful and toxic to you, and they're intoxicating. So I go back to this. So obviously I missed this yesterday. I talked about the angerness, but I didn't go over the person who is lacking. They're not desirous of great things or high estate, but is free from extravagance or excess. Okay? A sober person is a humble person. Again, yes, we are speaking in terms of abstaining from mood altering substances, but we are also talking about the spirit of being sober. Sobriety isn't just about, it is, but it's not just about your ability to abstain from mood altering substances. It also has a great deal to do with your overall ability to simply just be, at peace. So I wanted to go back over it. Well, I was instructed, to go back over the definition. And this is basically someone who feels more stable in their emotions, their relationships, and their life in general. And someone who is not affected by alcohol. Now remember, we were saying abstaining, and I just want to take that a step further because some people are affected by alcohol and they're not consuming it. And this, again, because of the environment that they're in. So I just want to make sure we go over the different layers of how one thing can literally mean multiple things, right? And there's a lot of, good things. And yeah, we discussed withdrawal symptoms and everything like that yesterday. But today, we can talk about a lot of the good things. You get to save money. It saves you from being in places that you would otherwise not be in, which decreases the likelihood and the chance of something crazy happening. It keeps you from being around people that you otherwise wouldn't be around. Your body is more pure. Okay, this is increasing the chance that you will be able to function at a more optimum level. It ensures good skin. Okay, you got to remember, when you are sober, you are freeing yourself from having to rely on things. Again, when I have these conversations, it's not just for me. I'm not speaking for me. I'm speaking for the overall. So, like I said yesterday, I have things that I need to work on. So, I'm not here saying I'm sober or whatever. No, the Creator is asking us to start preparing our minds to be sober. And our bodies. And our environments. Sometimes we don't know how to function without chaos. We've been so functional within it. It actually helps us thrive sometimes. And we might like to be toxic just a little bit. Okay? You just never know how you'll function if you have all this peace that you claim you want. And once you get it, if you never had it, can you really handle that type of sobriety. Okay? That tranquility. If you've been intoxicated for a long time, you have to wean yourself off of toxicity, off of harm, okay? Not just drugs. You have to learn how to adjust and function in a healthy way, because when you've been in that type of environment, you learn how to function in ways that's not the healthiest. So there's that little period, that little area where you have to get yourself back together, dust yourself off a little, smooth your edges a little, if you will, and then prepare to make the transition into a more higher quality of living. I don't want to say better, different. A different quality of life, things that we're not used to. Because, as we just discussed, a lot of people have ascended spiritually and have been making great strides, making great accomplishments, in the physical and in the spiritual. And it's important for us to stay grounded and connected. Your relationship with the Most High is the surest thing that you'll ever have. I'm telling you right now. So, planting your feet, making sure everything is the way it needs to be, preparing yourself for situations that you may not want, but you want to be able to prepare yourself, requires an amount of soberness. Like, if you want your kids to thrive, you don't want them in a toxic environment. If you want to be your happier self, you don't want to be around people that don't want to see you do good. That's toxic. It's harmful. You don't want to be around people that can't see you operating as your higher self. You definitely have to be able to see it, but the environment you're in, those people have to see what you see, if not more or greater, and believe that and want the good thing for you. It's one thing for people to see it with you, but if they want that good thing for you and that it's pure and genuine, you hit the jackpot. To have such a fruitful environment, those are good foundations to build upon. Okay, but when you are unsure, it's not a go. Okay? It's not a go. You want to be certain. You want to place yourself in environments that will allow you to be fruitful. And 9 times out of 10, everything connected to that environment will thrive. When it's from the Most High, definitely, especially. Okay? Because we have this misconception that people get blessed and leave other people behind, but you have to realize that sometimes those blessings require movement and transition, and unfortunately the transition and the movement is not always in spirit. Sometimes it's physical as well. As far as the 3D is concerned, I'm not speaking of death. I'm speaking of just transitioning and adjusting to a new lifestyle. Okay? But yeah, the Creator is really on our behinds about being sober and sobering up and really getting our minds right and taking care of our bodies. Like, He's never had me talk about the same thing twice, like back to back like that. So I gotta get myself together too, y'all. Alright. But I'm gonna leave it here. I love y'all. I hope y'all are taking care of yourselves. I hope y'all are drinking y'all water, eating y'all fruit and y'all vegetables, and getting y'all rest and sipping on y'all tea, because it's free. And I hope y'all, being careful out there in that crazy air. Alright. I love y'all. Make sure y'all have a good night. And I hope y'all enjoyed y'all weekend. Peace.